precious point, and points are very precious at this stage of the season, and home form is everything. So how delighted will Brentford be with that?
Oh, they will be delighted, because the second half they were pushed back so much. Chelsea with a far better team, and with Palmer on and Reece James, I think the substitutions work really well and shows our strength. The strength of Chelsea's squad. They changed the game tactically and personnel, but they were hanging on in there, and they did hang on in there at times. They might have had the third goal, which would have killed the game off, but they kept going, showed a lot of character, as they do, and they're going to have to, as we said. And that long throw is a weapon, and they used it very well, right at the very death of the game. They'll be delighted in that dressing room, but they know that they're going to have to play like that every week and show that spirit, show that character, to actually have a decent season like they're expecting. The fans expect more at Brentford. That's the little bit of pressure that Keith has got, has taken over as manager there.
And that's because they've done so well since being promoted. As we said earlier, they haven't ever dropped into the bottom three in 5 seasons. That's an incredible stat.
Well, this is why Thomas Frank's at Tottenham now. It's an amazing job that he did there and that. But no, they deserve a lot of credit. You just got to stay in the game. You've got to stay in the game, pick your moments, and then obviously when you get the chances, you've got to have the quality to execute the chances and that. But these long throws, it just causes chaos.
I think also the key to that performance there in many ways was Kelleher's save. When Palmer comes on to make it, you're thinking that's going to be the goal that kills the game off. He's pulled off an unbelievable save and kept them in the game. Yeah, important, isn't it?
That's the level now, though. Yeah, there's no excuse for these players. That's the level. If you go toe-to-toe with a top Chelsea team, going forward, the manager would demand that sort of performance.
Now, you must have scored a number of late goals in your time. What is that feeling like? I can imagine there's no better.
No, you can't describe it, especially if it's a winner.
Yeah.
When it's the winner and that, you can't describe it. It's the best feeling ever. It's that's something special in it when you score the last minute and that. But for Brentford and Carvalho that scored the equaliser, he'd be buzzing. But you can see even the manager, he'd be delighted.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it wasn't a win for Brentford in the end, but it almost felt like it because it was such an important point earned. Well, let's have a look at Cole Palmer's goal, shall we? He equalised. And what did we make of it? Because he had an impact, didn't he, as he came on?
He had a massive impact. That's what you want from a substitute. You go out there and change the game, and he did it. He plays the ball out wide, but he doesn't stand still. Look, watch this. He goes for the ball here, a little blindside run, doesn't get it, stays in the 18-yard box. When the cross comes in, he then follows the ball. That's the key. But what a bit of technique, because the ball was on the up. It wasn't half volley. I thought it was a half volley, but it wasn't. It was even harder in the sense that it was on the way up when we see it from behind the goal. But this is where he reads the game. Look, he follows the ball in. If he stood still, he doesn't score that goal. But the technique, Jermaine, was fabulous.
I think if that falls to anyone else on the pitch, for one, I think they'll probably put their foot through it.
That's the one.
I think they'll put their foot through it, but just so relaxed. It just passes it in the corner.
And also to come back from injury and to be able to score a goal like that, that must do a lot for your confidence.
It's a hard skill. To finish like that, it's a hard skill because the ball's bouncing. Yeah. So it's all about the time and your body shape. You've got to make sure you don't lean back on it. But to finish like that, he just come on, his first chance, and it's come early as he's come on. But he's one of the best finishers in the league for me.
Well, I am actually delighted that we can go straight to the G-Tech Community Stadium and speak to Jordan Henderson. Jordan, it's Seema Jaswal in the Premier League Live studio. It's so lovely to have you with us. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us. First of all, I've got to start with your assist for Kevin Schada's goal. Have you had a chance to watch it back yet?
Not yet.
It was something sensational, honestly. It was absolutely incredible. It must have been a great feeling to pull this one off.
Yeah, to be honest, it's all about the run. As soon as I received the ball, I checked if Kevin was going, and I just tried to put him in a 1v1 situation, quick. And I know the pace he has and the technique he has to go 1v1 and finish off. So it was a fantastic run and a fantastic finish.
Yeah, it certainly was, and we very much enjoyed watching it back in the studio a few times. Give us a sense of what it's like in the dressing room now, because that felt like a really, really important point earned.
In the end, I think it was. I think we'd have been a little bit hard done by if we went in and lost the game. Although Chelsea are a very good side, a lot of quality players. So they're gonna create and they're gonna have chances, but we try to limit that as much as possible, and then try to create when we had the chance from open play, from set players, and thankfully we got our rewards in the end to get a point.
Hendo, it's Jermaine. How you doing, my friend?
KJD.
Still looking sharp, mate.
I'm still going. I'm still trying.
Go back to the Sharda goal. Is that something that you worked on? Because the reaction from the bench, they were delighted with it. Obviously, when the ball turned over, and then he didn't even look to come short. He was just spun in behind, and you sort of like played it without even looking. It was an unbelievable pass, and then obviously you went on to score.
Yeah, with Kevin, he's so quick, you know, and when the teams are playing high like that and we win it back in our own half, if I can just get half a yard to get the ball out my feet and try and find him, and if I put him in 1v1 situation, then he can be deadly like he was in that situation. So it's something that we've got up our sleeve, definitely. And then obviously when Dango come on, he's similar. Yeah. But I thought, yeah, off the ball as well tonight, the forwards worked really hard for us and trying to make the distance between the lines really tight and make it difficult as possible for Chelsea to get on the ball, especially in the middle.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, congratulations, Jordan. It was a well-earned point there. Glenn Hoddle here. Just on that pass, on that goal that we're talking about, is that the template? Is that how you're going to play this season, where you're going to have to soak up some pressure and look with that pace to counter? That sort of pass is something that you're going to have to do week in and week out, I feel.
Yeah, I think it's... I mean, there's been a lot of change in the summer. And we're trying to create some foundations and an identity and a way of playing. And I think to make it difficult for opposition teams, especially when you're playing against quality teams like Chelsea, and the Villa were here the other week as well, really high quality teams that we're playing against. You've got to soak up pressure at times and defend well and have that foundation. But then when we get the ball, we need to break and go quickly and try to create. Then 1v1 situations for the forwards, because they are deadly in them situations as well, and they have got a lot of quality. So yeah, it's something that we've been working on, but I would like us to get them in them positions maybe a little bit more. But like I say, it's difficult against Chelsea. They've got so many good players, especially when you know the subs coming on as well, like Cole and Reece and players like that. The squad depth is huge, and you're seeing that again tonight.
Well, Jordan, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us, and best of luck with the rest of the season.
Cheers, Jordan.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Brilliant. He always speaks so well, and he really is a true leader, such an asset for that team. Let's have a look at Caicedo's goal, because this is what I'm sure Chelsea fans and the team were thinking was the winning goal. Yeah, absolutely. And it was a fantastic strike, to be fair. He had to sort of like try and get it at his feet a little bit. Just see here, it's under his foot, but the strike, not much backlift, to be honest, but it generates so much power, and because he hits it through bodies, it's really difficult for the goalkeeper to react on that, but it's a really good goal. It is, isn't it? I mean, fabulous. From that distance as well.
The two goals were top quality that Chelsea produced tonight. They really were, technically. And this is it. He set it quite well, and then he just stumbled a bit, set it again, and he earned the time and the space to actually cut across it a little bit, and it's gone like an arrow. It's gone straight. There's no swerve.
Very difficult for a keeper there, isn't it?
He was. They do it in training with mannequins in front. But when it comes to the real thing, it's very difficult for him to, because he's thinking, is he going to curl it, you know, into the other corner? He can't go early, so it just done him for pace. Let's have a look at the equaliser, Carvalho. What did we think of this one?
Well, the long throw, that's back in the game now. After all the years and that. But do you know what? Like I said before, it just causes so much chaos and that. And then I would have loved that goal. Drops you and just tap it in. Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, it's just a case of just like I said, just causing chaos. And when it bounces, you've got to just try and get on the end of it. But it's so effective, these long throws. Yeah.
I mean, once you don't, as a defensive side, once you don't win the first initial contact, the flick on, you're on a hide into nothing. It's 50-50 whether it falls down to someone. But Nacho there has gone asleep. He's a forward-thinking player. He's gone back into the 6-yard box.
Forgotten about him.
That's where, last minutes of the game, you have to switch on. It's not being critical of him, but he's got, you know, it's a new club. He doesn't feel at home yet. He's just sort of semi-made a goal. He did well attacking-wise. His mind's thinking he's just got to switch on, stick with the run, and he just lets him drift off the back. And that's the difference between them going down that tunnel, winning the game. But a bit harsh on him, but you know, he'll learn from that. They'll look at that, they'll analyse it and say, look, when the long throw's coming in, the guy that flicks it on never scores. It's always the danger is the second ball, and you have to track movement, and that was tough for him. Yeah.
Keith, that'll feel like a win. It'll feel like a birthday present as well. It is your 45th birthday today. Great to get a point from that.
Just delighted with the approach of the group, the character that we constantly show. Obviously, it came very, very late, the equaliser, but it's one I felt we thoroughly deserved overall from the game in terms of the application, the quality the players showed at times for large parts. Inevitably, they're going to have periods of a game where they're on top and they trouble you with the personnel they have. But I thought we dealt with a lot of that really, really well tonight.
And I've just got to talk about that assist from Jordan Henderson for the opening goal of the game. It's a magnificent ball. You've got a player in Shada who's swift, of course, and that makes that possible, but he's executed it brilliantly.
Yeah, listen, I think detail around the way we wanted to approach it tonight was always Kevin being slightly higher than Thiago because of that pace, and naturally they would push you back at times, and we wanted that out ball. We didn't want to be camped in constantly, but the pass that we found out of pressure, and then Jordan obviously to look for the one. Kevin's pace is just sensational, and then he's constantly growing in confidence, and he's in a different stature now, I feel, in our group. There's obviously been changes in the summer, as everybody's pretty well aware of. And Kev's shown last season for large parts what a good player he is, and he's going to be a big part for this season for sure.
What was when did you make the decision to change your formation for today's game? When does a coach decide, right, I'm going to do this week and play with a 3 or a 5, however you want to call it?
Yeah, probably about 10 days ago or so. We still had a large number of players that were here for the international break. Kevin and Thiago were 2 of them. I knew Dango would come back late from his international exploits. So I felt that might be a little bit of a risk depending on the minutes that he played. So I had a couple of plans in place, I suppose, but then you're always at the mercy of who comes back, how they come back, how many minutes they've played. But it's something that we've done already this season. Traditionally, this club has done it, and players are well used to it. So the lack of preparation time coming into this game, I just felt it was the right way to go, and obviously the type of opposition that we faced tonight.
There's been a little bit of talk this week about long throws. Thomas Tuchel was talking about them during the week. Is this going to be the season of the long throw? If it is, you've got 2 guys who know how to do it.
Listen, it's been here for numerous years. It's not new to us. I noticed it probably the last 8 to 10 games of last season. Certain big Champions League games, it was quite prominent, and I felt that would naturally just trickle down the footballing pyramid, and it's certainly been the case. I think there's a little bit of snobbery in the game around scenarios like that, but if the big boys do it, then it seems to be accepted.
Bring back Dave Challoner. Thank you very much. Thank you. Happy birthday. Have a nice evening. Cheers.
Days of the long throw, that conversation resurfaces again, and no doubt will be talked about for a while because, as you said, such a big weapon to have.
It is, yeah, and in some ways you can be more accurate than you can with your feet to throw it in there, but it is all about getting the first touch and the first touch on. And you've got a young set of defenders or teams, if you like, that haven't really had to face it. It's a little bit new to them. And, the set play coaches or the manager or whatever has got to come up with ideas to, as I said, the guy that flicks it on never scores, very rarely. It's always the runner off the ball, and you've got to be switched on. And unfortunately for Chelsea, at the back post, Nacho just goes to sleep. He's ball watching. He's not looking at the opponent at all. He's actually just watching the ball. Everyone's eyes are on the ball, and that's the problem. You get the flick on there, and you're on a hide into nothing. You really are.
If you can get the first flick on and plus pin the goalkeeper, then it's a good chance to score.
Well, credit to Carvalho for getting in that position as well, because he could see it coming. Obviously, it's been rehearsed and it's been.
But what happens is because he's one of the smaller players, so you don't even get involved in that. Let someone else flick it on, and then you just get the pieces and that. But nah, you got to sort of like react off that, and then obviously it gets a tap in.
OK, and actually, as we said before, Brentford, no Mbeumo, no Visser, no Norgard. They've lost 44 goals from those 3 players from last season, so they did pretty well today, didn't they? Let's head straight back to the ground and get a sense of how the Chelsea boss is feeling. Here's Enzo Maresca.
Enzo, obviously you'll be very disappointed to have found those 2 points getting away from you in injury time at the end of the game.
Yeah, it's a shame, but it's football, can happen. Probably we could, in that moment, we could manage a little bit better, the moment of the game. But yeah, at the end we conceded and we lost 2 points.
What is the best way to deal with a really dangerous long throw-in? Because long throw-ins are kind of back in fashion, I think. What's the best way to defend it?
But first of all, if you can avoid throwing, it's better. Probably in the goal we concede, we could also avoid a little bit to concede the throwing. But then, they have Caicedo, they have Jensen, they have then Schade, even Pinnock. So they have many players that they can do that. We did, I think, quite well, unless the goal we concede.
And I think that's the major thing for a manager, is it not? To concede so late on in a game and to drop points in that fashion.
Yeah, that kills you, because although Chelsea actually did create a half chance, good half chance actually afterwards, but you don't normally get that's the killer. You don't get any chance to actually create. If there was 5 minutes to go, you're thinking, well, this game's not over yet. But the odds are, a couple of minutes, a minute or so, you're gonna find it hard to create another chance, and that's where it really hurts, because you're looking at the 3 points. Chelsea would be sitting they would be probably in the top of the league or whatever.
Yeah, they would have been.
Yeah, they would have been.
Actually, after today.
There's only 4 games gone.
Yeah.
And some of them only played 3, so there's a long way to go yet.
There is indeed, and also they've got a big week coming up with Bayern Munich in the Champions League, and then they've got Man United as well at the weekend.
Yeah, they've got some big games coming up. I thought what would be pleasing for Chelsea is Carl Palmer obviously coming back, getting his goal, and after that he had a good chance as well. You expect him to score, because he was always so relaxed with the finish, probably should have hit it harder. But it's early in the season, they've got some important games coming up now. And
I think the main thing is that Palmer is back and it looks like he's fit.
Yeah, he looks fit, he looks free in his mind, he looked as if he wanted the ball. There was nothing, it was a good performance from Palmer when he came on, that's for sure.
OK.